Hey guys, how are you doing? Today I'm going to show you how to build a modern deck cable wire railing system from scratch. So my deck went from this to this basically. You see this in the other video, how I restored the deck. And in this video, I'm going to show you. If you want to see the other video, just go in my my videos on my channel and you'll see it. So basically, it shows you how to make a restored deck, and this video is going to show you how to make the modern wire cable railing system with the post. So this is how it looks like. Yeah, so the first step you're going to want to do is basically, like restore your deck or work with a deck that's already done. So in this case, you can check my other video on how to do that. So, I was looking for inspiration online on a deck system. So I was originally looking at pipes, pipes, as you can see here, or conduit railings. But I realized it was going to be kind of hard to cut and even out, so I scrapped that idea. Went back to my hardware store, the rental depot here, and I got these posts. So that's the first thing I did is I got these posts, and then I connected it to the stairs, and lined it and what have you. And there's a lot of brainstorming, thinking, and what have you. This is where the NoFap comes in. The gear started to turn. I used my cell phone, angled it 45 degrees, matched it with the stringers, and I cut it. Printed out some 45 degree, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there was easier ways of doing it, like with a, what do you call those square spacers, whatever whatever. I cut them, and then I put these ledges. I made these ledges, put them on. This is temporarily. And then later I went back to the Google, checking out inspiration online. I still was considering other options before a wire. Glass, glass is kind of expensive, so I said, forget it, because I'm frugal. So I went back to YouTube and checked out some videos on other people's ideas, and I set myself on the cables. So I was inspired by the cable design, but I wasn't going to use this system of cable. What do you call it? This kind of this setup here you see in the photo. So back on YouTube, I found a perfect video on how to, install and make the cable railing for the deck. The only difference between me and this guy is that he screws his, his post into the frame of his deck. I, screw mine in on top of the deck. But aside from that, he shows you on how to install the railings. I did it the exact same way. You can check out that video. It's up there in the image. Look it up on YouTube, and he has a part list of everything you need to do. Shows you how to install the cables. Next thing I did is I rented this, beautiful 2021 Ram 1500 from my local rental enterprise in Montreal. Beautiful car. Love the lines on this truck. Cost me, I only needed it for a day to haul the wood because I couldn't haul the wood with my daily driver. I love this truck. It was beautiful, luxurious. Honestly, I would have, if I needed a truck, this is the truck I'd buy because it was, fully equipped, and I may just wait honestly till the electric version that comes out, which is going to look even better than that. So as you can see, these are the kind of posts I got. Apparently treated wood is made for outdoor and the lighter wood is for indoor. I never knew that, and that's what I was told at the store at the rental depot. I use this old school skill saw to cut the wood. Had this around, it still works. There's YouTube videos on how to safely use one of those. I use this, this kind of wood, 3/4 thickness, for the my template for the wood to drill holes, and I also use it as a plate. So as you can see here, I made 6x6 inch plates that I would bolt at the bottom of the 4x4 post to act as a way of holding the post on top of the deck. So this is 4x4 treated wood. Basically, I made him a little taller. When I cut him, I actually just sand the ends of every cut to make it smoother. So I use this Makita sander. So I told myself I would rather have, because you have to really look at the store. You have to keep looking for straight posts. Like when you're getting these pieces of wood at the store, you gotta. I mean, I was fortunate enough to find someone who's nice enough to go through the pile and give me straighter pieces of wood. So here you go. I told myself I'd rather have the wood lined up with the ledge than at the bottom, because in the finished product you see the ledge more than you do the bottom. This is something you notice more. So I lined them all up on the ledge, and then I bolted the plates, top, bottom, 4 screws into the post, and then I bolted the post from the plate into the deck. At this point, I didn't decide on staining the wood. I left it I was thinking of just staining it the same color as the deck, but later I decided on staining it black to give it a look, a more modern look, and to make it look like metal basically, and it gives that look. So here's how the plate looks like when it's bolted to the bottom of the post. I'll actually only put in 4 because that center screw was messing with the cable holes. Speaking of cable, I got 600 feet. A spool on Amazon. I actually only needed like 540, so 600 was pretty good for me. I bought this crimper too to basically connect the wires securely into these pieces that would go into the post. I crimped it twice, as in that instructional YouTube video showed. Here's me here drilling holes I made in the template into my post. So basically I just have my post lined up there and drilled on both sides using this template. My bit was not long enough. Honestly, you should either invest in a longer bit. What I did is I kind of just put my bit in the chuck and then had it sticking more out from the stuck, if you know what I mean. But, that caused all kinds of problems with it getting stuck and having to pull it out. So, I also use this metal piece that kind of like pulls, blocks my, let me say that again. It's for your faucet, like if you want to shave in the sink, you kind of like, lift this piece behind the water dispenser, and then, that's metal piece there. It's from the faucet assembly. So I had my post up on these scrap tables, and I used a cloth, special cloth to stain. Here's the code for the stain I use. It's a black stain. I never knew that, but you could go to the store and choose any color for stain, and they mix it with this outdoor solution, liquid, whatever, and you can have any color of stain. So I just chose black, like a black ebony piano black is what they call it. And then I started going out with the rag. I started at the bottom, really, generously dipped my rag in a can. I needed 2 cans of that, and that cost me about $40, but I'll break down the cost at the end of the video. So I really got in there and made sure, it's treated wood, so you're not really supposed to stain treated wood, but I mean, it absorbed. I let the treated wood outside. I left it outside in a hot summer. I mean, it was really hot this summer. So that moisture and sap and whatever dried out, and I went at it with a rag, and it really absorbed it well. But, I'm sure it could go for another coat like next summer. So there you go. Really take your time. This is water-based, so I didn't really have an issue with it affecting my breathing. I left the garage door open, as you can see, and there you go. So I went at it. It didn't smell that bad, and, just really went at it. And then I used a Q-tip, dipped it in the can of stain to get the inside of the holes, because, I did screw up in some places. A few posts I did screw up because my bit was not long enough. So, some posts with, like, 2 holes, you don't really notice it. And I figured by painting the whole thing black too, and painting inside of the holes, making sure it's all black, you don't notice the holes that much. So you really actually don't even notice the holes. As you can see, bolted them on the deck. I had someone else help me with this. You really need 2 people to get this perfectly lined on the deck. Bolted it in. My pieces later came in from Amazon, and here's a breakdown of what I got. My crimping kit. The wire came with cutters. The assembly bolts, whatever the kit, to the crimp kit to hold the wire, came with a longer drill bit. If I knew that, I would have kind of waited for it, or just, I mean, you could also just go buy a longer, drill bit. But my regular drill bit set didn't come with a long one. So here's a perfect way of holding your wire. That way it's dispensed properly. In that video I put up there, the YouTube video, the instructional video that earlier in the video I put up. The guy has a different way of putting, dispensing or creating a system to dispense his wire. I found a pretty simple way. Just put some bamboo between the spool, put in a bucket, and it's a great way of dispensing wire. Here I am, putting the wire through the holes. As you're putting it through the holes, it's good to twist the wire, and sometimes it does catch in the holes. As the holes are not that perfect, it catches in the splints in the hole, and you'll probably have to cut it. That way, that way it fits in your assembly, your pieces or your kit when you crimp it. So it's better to freshly cut it, because you'll have like the wire split. So you put your piece in the. I'm really lacking the terminology on these pieces. I mean, my local hardware store didn't even have these pieces. I mean, if these guys were smart, they would have had it in there. Because I'm sure a lot of people want this sort of stuff, this kind of hardware. And surprisingly, this wasn't that expensive. I mean, I'm sure with time, I'm sure I could probably got this cheaper somewhere else, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that expensive, anyways. I mean, the end results speak for itself. I mean, this looks like something out of a movie, like the end results. So here I am crimping. I crimped it twice. At the end of this, I mean, my hands were pretty sore. Really needed an Advil at the end of this. And I talk about Advil, but I'm really holistic, and honestly, you're better off without that stuff anyways. So, my advice is, if you don't want to be sore at the end of this, have like a friend or two with you, a family member. So after I was done one section, I was really sore in the hands. Not really the hands, but like more like the forearms. And my brother gave me a hand. So here I'm crimping. Put 2 crimps. And I started at one side, put it in, crimped. And then I would tie the washer and nut and the cap. I got the flathead caps. I just thought they were just more modern looking. And, I didn't go too much with code. Apparently you can't have a baby's head or something, 4 inches or something going in. I actually just left 4. I see most people leaving 3.5 inches between the wire. I left it at 4. I mean, honestly, like, the city's not gonna come by and harass me for this. And if they do, I mean, I'll fight it off in court. So I mean, it is what it is. So I left it at 4. And with the stair pieces, the railings for the stairs, I actually just didn't put wire there. I thought it just would look too claustrophobic with the wire, and I just left it alone. So I would crimp, one side, and then crimp the other side, and then adjust it, as you can see here. So I was adjusting it. Pretty simple. The other video kind of runs you through how to crimp it. It's very simple. This is how you do it. So I did one side, then I would go on the other side, put the washer and cap on, and I would basically go back on the other side and then fasten it like with my wrench, I guess is what you call it. Yeah, a wrench. That's what I got in my hand there, and I would tighten it on the other side. On the side that was more towards the sidings, towards the house, where you don't really notice like it's sticking out, So I made the parts like on this side here where you kind of see it more. You see the post, all flushed, and then on the other side back, like here you go towards the house, it's kind of like sticking outward, and I would adjust it there to tighten it. So I would hold one side of the assembly piece, and then I would just tighten it with the wrench, and then I would put my cap on it. Oddly, one of the caps, I guess it was a defect from the factory or something. One of the caps didn't even come threaded. So I mean, I had 20 caps come in, 10, actually I had 40 caps come in. So basically, or 40 assemblies, as in the piece you put in the post, and then like the washer and nut, and the cap. So basically, I had 40, 20 on one section and then 20 on the other section, 10 on each post. So there you go. So here's the finished product. It looks very good, very modern. It looks like something out of a movie or something. It's just you don't really realize that those black stained wooden posts or wood. It looks like metal. That was the idea, to simulate metal. Very modern, very clean. It looks like it was done by a professional. I mean, I'm no professional at carpentry by any means. This is just something I mimicked from YouTube videos and research, and I went along this as I was going. So it looks beautiful. Cost about $700 from what I understand, from what I remember. 300 to 400 in the cost of wood, and depending on where you live, this can be cheaper for you. The pieces on Amazon, the wire and the crimping kit and the attachments was about $300. The bolts, the screws was about another $28. $50 for 2 cans of stain. $100 for renting a truck to carry all this stuff. A lot of this stuff you could probably get cheaper where you live. Depending on transportation. I mean, if you already got a truck, borrow one off a friend. It looks beautiful. I mean, this definitely added value to the property. It added appreciation to the deck, and this is durable. This is gonna last. It's very strong. Was stronger than what I had before, and this is. It just goes to show you what a little discipline and planning, and what no fab can do for you. So there you go. It's all there. If you have any questions, comments, anything, give me a shout and let me know what you think. And I'm here to help you through this project if you want to take it on. Pretty simple. A lot of support videos on here on YouTube on this, and a good building. I'll see you guys later.